Alright, so welcome back to the channel. Here's a video no one asked for, but I'm gonna do because it's SNEAKO, you feel me? I got a new chair, Lucky Racer. Maybe I'll post a review for it or something in the future. My old chair split in half, so I had to buy a new one. This shit cost like 180, but I think it's worth it so far. It feels mad comfortable, plus it can massage, plus it has a footrest. I might do a review for it later, but let's get into this video. Here's SNEAKO's attempt at being conscious again and woke, because people were saying he's changed a lot, so I guess he's trying to go back and make videos how he used to make video. That's how this shot is looking, you feel me? I can already tell that's what he's trying to do. If he's not, then you could say that, but it's pretty obvious to me. I ain't even watched the video yet. It says the meaning of life. It's like his old videos. He's trying to be fake conscious, blah blah blah. Let's get into it. Let's see what he's saying. Yeah, I peeped how the car changed. Yeah, I peeped that, right? Yeah. Uh-huh. SNEAKO.
I think way too many people are in therapy. Bottle it up and take it out on your kids like we used to. Your work environment isn't that toxic and
Bottle it up and take it out on your kids like we used to. What, nigga? What? Um, a lot of people, he feels like too many people are in therapy. I agree, honestly. Like, me per se, I I remember my ex told me to go to therapy. She said I needed it. I still haven't gone to therapy, but I feel like just through time and like thinking about things, I think I've gotten a lot better. Personally, I think I've just worked through a lot of the BS whether I make the same mistakes again in the future, maybe we'll see. But like, I feel like sometimes you could just sit by yourself and just really like just get a grasp of your own life. You feel me? Like, sometimes it's just you in your head and you gotta figure out your shit. You feel me?
in therapy. Bottle it up and take it out on your kids like we used to. Your work environment isn't that toxic and you weren't traumatized by that guy on Tinder. Everyone in the city now starts a conversation.
And that right there, he's talking about very specific scenarios. He's talking, it makes me think that he's talking about white girls in college. He's talking about white girls in college. That's just really where my mind state just goes. That's obvious hit at white girls in college, because yeah.
With, yeah, it's just like I was telling my therapist, like they're the main character and we saw that scene in their movie. Most of your problems aren't that serious and you're overpaying a guy in a turtleneck to listen to your mediocre life. It's just a natural human instinct to create problems for ourselves, especially when our lives are first world and basic. 100 years ago, we were in an actual deadly pandemic and a world war that wiped out almost everyone, but they didn't go on Zoom and cry. They just figured it out and died.
They probably would have if they had Zoom. Did you think of that? Do you think of that while you was making this video? I really want to know. Like, you can answer that question.
Sooner. My mom is a therapist and she's cringing at everything I'm saying right now, and I'm not trying to invalidate your PTSD or whatever. We could just do a better job of coping. We often forget the simple fact that we're animals. Chimps don't Zoom call their therapist when
I've never forgotten, not a day in my life. I realized that if we were brought back to the most basic stage, just reacting off instinct, a lot of shit would be very different. You feel me? But you know, there's some people who forget that we're animals and they think like, oh, every human is this way and that way. That's why you have that girl in LA that some guy walked up to her and was like, with a I forgot what he had, like a crowbar, a sledgehammer or something, and he was like, give me your phone or give me everything you have, and she said no. And it's because she's a white girl in LA walking her dog, and she probably never been through no shit in her life, that she said that. And he proceeded to bash her head in. She almost lost her eyesight. And he proceeded to take everything she had. And then he said sorry afterwards. You see this guy, obviously he really needed her shit. He that was his last resort, because there's no way someone's gonna rob you and say sorry. He obviously felt bad about it, but he cared more about getting some food or getting some money to continue on with his life. Maybe if he didn't get money, he'd end up dead. You feel me? So like, last resort type of shit, animal behavior, and going off of instincts. You need to survive. He needed it more than you, so he's gonna bash your head in to take it. You feel me? You gotta realize people are animals. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to survive. We're all just trying to do the same thing. So you either work together to get there, or if you don't know this person, you gonna bash their head in and take their shit. That's how it was back in the days. People just went to a certain land, went to a certain area. I don't know these niggas. I'm taking their shit. You feel me? I'm taking all their resources. Still happens today. America and all of these other countries take all of these resources from these third world countries and treat them like shit. So
When they're sad, they throw cum at another chimp's face. We're the only animal that contemplates the meaning of life because we think we're smart. We're the overthinkers of the food chain. We're aware of our own.
yeah, we do think we're smart. And compared to these other animals, obviously we are, because they don't use the same thought process. They're more based on instincts. Maybe they do think a little bit, but for the most part, most of their actions are based off instincts and the need to survive, which we also have, but we use less of it just because of evolution.
Own existence, so in our heads our lives are more valuable than a rat's life. It's funny that
But
arrogance
it's really
becomes our
not.
downfall. Of course, everyone has their own obstacles, but in a place like
And now you sound like a cheesy movie saying that arrogance will lead to our downfall, but whatever.
England, for example, there's a unique collective existential dread. Pink Floyd pointed it out in the song Time. Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. But he said it like, hanging on in quiet. You heard the song. That country has been consistently colonizing the world and romanticizing royalty for like 1,000 years. Probably the most powerful place in the last millennium. They still have a monarchy for the memories, even in the age of Instagram. Yet their citizens are always just a little bit unhappy. Hanging on in quiet desperation, searching for something greater, always looking for something more meaningful than what's in front of them.
Isn't that every single human? I mean, you probably do the same thing. Everyone's looking for something greater. Or else, what's the point of continuing to live if you can't go for greater? Even when you date chicks, you looking for the hottest girl. And if she dumps you, you trying to upgrade to something better, right? I bet you're hoping, even with your girl that you're with now, you're hoping that your old girl sees her and be like, damn, she's fine, like she's bad. You know, everyone's looking for something greater, and everyone's searching for meaning. That's just human nature.
Their sophistication is their pride. They're well educated and proper, and nobody litters. They clink their teacups with a pinky up and say cheers, but then they commit genocide out of boredom. They got so bored with their lifestyle of castles and wigs and her that they had to just go to the new world like it wasn't a place before they arrived. You could still feel that collective mentality today. They're pretty happy, pleasant, but they want to find something bigger than themselves, and it's not God because they're too posh for God. I was kind of like that, but I've become happier today thinking like a monkey.
I look like one, so might as well act the part.
I would say a couple years ago sitting in college being
I'm not gonna hold you, SNEAKO really does look like a monkey, but you could probably say the same thing about most people if you really tried.
a professional mortgage insurance studying loans adult, I was carrying a lot of anger and resentment. I felt like there was something bigger in life that I wasn't able to see. I self-diagnosed myself with depression and anxiety, all that. Walking around bitter with my headphones, not listening to anything, just avoiding eye contact and secretly thinking I was better and smarter and nobody understood me. And I'm a creep.
That's cringe, and that's how a lot of people go through that phase. I'm glad you got out of it. A lot of people walk around. I've went through that phase, but I went through that phase a lot younger. I feel like I've already explained this in an old video where I was nihilistic. I still am a little bit, but I take parts of everything. You feel me? Like, I think that's what you do when you grow up, when you get older. You take parts of every piece of yourself and you build something better. You feel me? So, like, even when I was mad young, when I was like 11, 12, going through nihilism, thinking I'm the only thing that really exists, all these people around me could be robots. Like, you take bits and pieces of everything that you learn, I was searching up Hinduism. When I was listening to the Underachievers, I was searching up Buddhism. My dad put me onto this documentary about religion and how it lines up with how the story of Jesus and the Bible lines up with so many other stories from the past. And so basically it's just a retelling of all these old ass stories. And therefore religion is kind of if you feel me. I've read the Bible because I've went to Catholic school, you feel me. And so I just take bits and pieces of everything that I've learned and I put it together. If you can't do that, then you're just going to remain the way you are. You're not going to progress. And I feel like that's what life is really about. It's about progressing and moving forward, you feel me? So if you're not progressing and moving forward, then what are you doing? You're staying still. What does a shark do when it stays still? A shark dies when it stays still. You didn't know that, did you? Or maybe you did. Let's continue.
Beep. I'm a weirdo. The secret to not being that guy is living like a monkey would. A drippy monkey with contact lenses. Monkeys like to fight, run around, throw poop, and fuck. That's it. That's the meaning of life. Whatever you believe, fair enough, cool, God, no God, Allah, pray 5 times in shape, whatever hat you want to wear. The meaning of life is there is no meaning, so fuck it, might as well.
Yeah, there's no meaning. There's no meaning to life whatsoever. The meaning to life is whatever you make it. That's what it is. It's always been that way. I've been came to that conclusion within my life. And yeah, there's no meaning. Lots of contemplation went into it when I was younger. But yeah, no, there's really no meaning. It is whatever you make it, whatever you want it to be, it can be. Um, if you want to be famous, rich, you just gotta take those steps to try and get there. Maybe you fail, but you'll never know if you never try. You feel me? So really, you just have to make life whatever you want to make it. Of course, there's situations and certain factors that stop certain people depending on where you're born, like what's going on around you, your environment, things like that. It can really hinder your progress towards what you want to do. But like for the most part, you can make life. You can make it how you want it. You feel me? You just have to work towards it.
Enjoy it. At our core, we're all the same. We're goofy, horny animals with smartphones. Social anxiety and fear and finances, all the hospital bills keep separating
Don't lump me in with you, nigga. I'm not the same as you. No, let me stop.
us from that basic reality. The people of England should watch more monkey documentaries is what I'm trying to say. They tell me that chasing a bag is superficial and twerking is degrading. I guess it is.
It's England. That's just posh talk. You talking to posh people. You feel me? Chasing a bag is superficial. Who didn't know that? But you're gonna chase a bag anyway because you want better for yourself. They're lying if they say they don't want better for themselves. And you feel me? If they was in the struggle, they'd want to chase a bag too. You feel me? If they saying chasing a bag is superficial, then they're probably not struggling. They probably never had to go without a meal. You feel me? You feel me? They, yeah, they probably don't know what a bag could really be. Actually, no, they do know what a bag could buy. I'm bugging with that one. But like, twerking is degrading. They probably don't realize that twerking or it's just a form of dance. It's actually cultural, but they probably don't know that. You see, or they yeah. People bash whatever.
But who cares? They're just words. Americans have it figured out a little more than the cunts across the sea. We express ourselves better. Yeah, we shoot each other more, but we have more fun. They think we're dumber, but we don't think about them at all.
That's a true statement. From what I've seen, they do think we're dumber, but that's very facts. We really don't think about them at all. That's very true. We don't really think about them unless we're planning a trip to go to England. We're not thinking about England. No one's thinking about England or even the people in England unless you have family there or unless you're trying to go there. But I've heard a lot of people from England call Americans dumb or fat, stupid, and it's interesting that you think that. It's very interesting that you think we're dumb, fat, or stupid. And I feel like it's just based off of the sole reason that they speak proper English. But you know, it is what it is. People will be people. People will always judge. That's just what people do. We judge. You feel me? So sorry for rambling on for 15 minutes, but there you go. That's this video.